Should we have a look at the rumours? Any rumour mills flying around?
Oh, gosh, let's. The big one
Go on.
that Rugby Pass published last week was around Crusoe, around George Cruz. He's got no one there now to do his training. I was there, ending my career, and I had to buy a Ford Mondeo because I thought that'd give me the longest leg room. Dom Day goes there, absolutely breaks himself to the point where he brings out a CBD oil company to try and save his life, let alone his career. He tries to go to America, and he can't because he's that fucked. Cheers, Crusoe. He's got no one there, and Crusoe's like, right, I'm jumping ship. I've had enough. I don't think it's quite jumping ship. I heard Japan. There was rumours at the end of the week around Northampton. It looks like he's off.
Well, I heard one thing, that obviously with this Ed Griffiths coming in and making these sweeping statements, riding in on his white horse, I'm going to fix it all, we're going to be whiter than white. Ed Griffiths has been acting as an agent, supposedly, when he hasn't got a licence. But also, he's been phoning up all the clubs, we're only talking to you, do you want this player, do you want that player, can we swap him? Joel Kapoku has signed for Northampton next year. He's trying to get apparently, from what I hear, he's trying to get Joel Kapoku out of that contract and offering them George Cruz instead. And Northampton went, nah, not so much.
I'll tell you what, that Joel Kapoku is not Kapoku. I'll tell you,
he fucking go.
He can go, mate.
Any other rumours floating around?
Just the Saracens one that I've got, really. Mentioned it earlier in the show. Matt Gallagher to Munster was one that I read yesterday. Cannot see that happening. The 15 at Saracens. Dad was an All Black. Hell of a bloke, hell of a player. I mean, you look at the profile of the team. Alex Good, how long is he going to stay around for? You know, you could potentially see him go to France. No, I'm just talking about age, which I've just completely contradicted myself around what I said around Richard Wigglesworth. What is wrong with me? But there's him. There's another one. Our good friend. Best friend of the show.
Go on.
Freddie Burns.
Oh, where?
Well,
who?
Well, yeah.
How?
To Wasps. They're desperate.
Really?
Not that you're getting Freddie Burns. Well, you are. You're going to get Freddie Burns, one of the best blokes, one of the best players, the Montpellier monster, to come and save you.
Lovely ball over the top at the weekend, Freddie. That floated past.
Yeah.
Doesn't play as much. No comment. I don't know. I don't know much.
Why would you not? You know everything. You know everything.
I don't know anything at the minute.
No. I can see Freddie. I know the whole Bath thing for the Burns boys is amazing, but he's a good player. He doesn't play a whole lot of messing around at full back on the bench.
Well, it's weird with Bath because they told Priestland last year there's no contract for you. And Freddie Burns was in contract because they thought they'd sign Andre Pollard or they're trying to get a big name 10. Then they went back to Priestland and went, actually, we said there was no contract for you. Here's a contract and we're going to make you first choice again. And so Freddie's not played very much. And, people talk about Freddie as his game management isn't there. Absolute bollocks. But because he's got the razzmatazz and he can create something out of nothing, he gets pigeonholed in that sort of bracket of, he's just a flash player. He's not. He's got the whole game management down to a T at times. So he's not getting enough love at Bath. I think he generally plays when they rotate their squad, as we've seen in the Champions Cup.
It must be tough for him as well when he's watching his brother absolutely carving up. Naturally, Freddie's been the front runner when we were at Gloucester and stuff like that. Billy was coming through, horrible looking thing.
Billy or Freddie?
Well,
been horrible, mate.
No, Freddie was right. He had a decent lid and whatever. Billy, oh God, but what a player now! Fine wine. He's not my good self. He's like a fine wine.
And you guys were chatting last week. It's weird how things turn. You imagine when his agent phoned him and said, "Look, you're done at Gloucester. You're a club, the club you've been at since Jim tried to strangle you when you're 17 in condition games." Yeah,
you're speaking to Billy Burns, or you've spoken to him.
Coming soon.
What? Where? How?
Coffee with Cave, patreon.com. Billy Burns was round at my chateau the other day, and we had a good cup of coffee and a good chat.
Good lad?
Yeah.
Well, we know he's a good lad.
He's an unbelievable lad, but just... He spoke a little bit about, how he thought, he wanted to play for England one day. He thought he'd be a Gloucester legend like you, Jim. And then all of a sudden there's a signing and it's flipped on its head and you're out of there. And how fickle a game it is. He was probably dragging his heels across to Ulster, and now he's not a million miles away from playing for Ireland, and he's one of Ulster's most important players.
And that's the thing, isn't it? So you look at it, and we spoke about it last week a bit, with the whole Wasp scenario of Cipriani leaving, then going to Gloucester, and all due respect to Billy Burns, there was no chance, and I don't mean this disrespectfully at all, no chance he was going to become an England fly half with the players that are around and the way he was seen at Gloucester, because of other players that they're always going to try and sign a bigger name. He's gone to Ulster, and I reckon he should, on form, 100% should be getting capped for Ireland in the Six Nations. It's amazing.
Shoulder to shoulder with Billy Burns.
To shoulder. Whenever Ireland's call. There you go. Do you sing that one?
Yep.
He did. What
Yeah,
a
do Rory Best doesn't. Don't reveal any more because it's going to be out on Patreon.
Patreon.com/the Rugby Pod if you want to listen to any more of that. And there's also other interviews on there as well. Rumour mill, anything else floating around, guys?
The big fella. We talked about the foul tackle earlier. Andre Esterhausen. Esterhazen.
Hazen. Go on, you go.
The centre. He's hard as food. Do you remember that video that came out? They were teaching him how to tackle.
The one with Razzie Erasmus?
Yeah.
Was that him, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Potentially going to Quins.
Well, mate, he's Sappho, so he'll be brilliant.
I mean, all I'm saying is if you see, Cavey, you were a centre, DC 13-229.
Yep.
Have you seen Jancy van Rensburg at Sale?
Yes. Oh, my quads.
Would you fancy tackling that?
Your man.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I'd be drifting off from a 10 to come and sweep, chop him in.
I'd hit the floor and pretend it's not my Achilles.
Well, this is the same sort of thing with Andre Esterhausen, or Hazen, however you say it. So he could be good for them.